What if I told you that this 40 or 50 rupees book can actually save 5 years of your life? I'm sure you will not believe. But here is what I'm going to prove the point how this book can save so much of time for you. So stay with me. We'll write and talk about it. Yeah, on the road now.
Oh, yes, this is the same kind of book that we used in class 8 or 9. And when you wrote, "My best friend is Ramesh," and then we would draw sun with sunglasses and also some nice sceneries out there. Now, you might think, boss, kya baat kar rahe ho yaar? This sounds like one of those late night TV ads, but hear me out, okay? We lose thousands of our lives, yeah, not just to accidents or illness, but because of overthinking. Yep, just sitting there and chewing our own brains. Now let's break this down and then I'll show you the secret art that you can adopt to save at least 5 years of your life. Then I'll show you how journaling with this cheap, no Wi-Fi notebook could give you back time. Seriously. And I will also give you a 4-step method that I've been using for the last couple of years. And there's no fluff, and this is not about Dear Diary cringe, okay? This is nothing about it, okay? Let's talk about numbers. Let's say you overthink for about 2 hours a day. And I'm being really generous because some of us do a lot more than that. Now, the 2 hours a day is about 14 hours a week, which will sum up to 56 hours a month. That's about 700 hours a year. Can you see the math? That's 29 full days every year just thinking in circles. In 5 years, that's close to about 145 days, almost 5 full months of your life. Gone. For what? Just because you're worrying if someone has got angry because you just said okay, you didn't elaborate on a point. Or are you replaying a fight from 3 years ago when you should have said something smarter to the individual? And there are many more such things that runs in our mind. Imagine getting all that time back again. See, we treat our mind like a storage unit, okay? We dump everything in there, but the brain is not a hard drive. Understand that. It's not a hard drive. It's a processor. It's meant to think, not just store. And when your brain is full of open tabs, my God, those speed breakers are bad. Like our Chrome with 54 tabs that's open and with a dying battery of our laptop, it lags and you freeze. That's where journaling comes in. No. Not writing Shakespeare sort of stuff, not Dear Diary. Today I felt sad. No, not that kind of stuff at all. I am talking about something called brain dumping. Writing to offload, clear space, to stop the internal radio from playing 24/7. Seriously. So here is a 4-step process. First, dump the mess. Imagine. It happens with all of us. You walk into a room, your own room, and it's a disaster because clothes are on the fan. There is leftover Maggie on the table, charger wires tied in knots, the mouse lying upside down, the keyboard not in its place. Now that's exactly how your mind is when you're overthinking. Now picture this. You get into the room and you start doing cleaning. Things go back to the place where they belong. And then you can actually walk and you can finally breathe. Now that's what writing does. It doesn't fix your problems, but it moves them from your head onto the paper. Suddenly, your brain has space to think about other stuff, like solutions, or, I don't know, maybe world peace. Just write. Don't worry about grammar. Don't worry about filters, applying filters out there. Don't take any pressure. Big things, small things, even stupid things. Just dump them. Example, I feel useless. Why did she unfollow me? I want to quit my job, but I also want to buy an iPhone. Write every small thing down. Trust me, your notebook will never interrupt you. It'll never judge you and never screenshot your thoughts. Now that's the beauty, right, of writing in a notebook. Step two is finding the patterns. Now, let's imagine this. You are a detective in a crime movie. Sounds interesting, right? Now, you're staring at a wall with dozens of case files. There are red threads running everywhere with photographs pinned up out there. It just looks like there are 50 crimes by 50 criminals. But then you zoom out and then you realize it actually all points to one person. Same with your mind. We think we actually have 100 problems. But when you journal, when you write it down, you realize it's just 3 to 4 issues draped in different costumes. That's about it. For example, problem, I feel tired. Okay. Second problem, I'm snapping at people. Third problem, I feel demotivated, and then you kind of zoom out and you see the reality is you're actually sleep deprived and not exercising. So boom, 3 birds, 1 mattress. Once you see the pattern, you stop chasing the symptoms and you start addressing the roots. So journaling, my dear friends, is like self-diagnosis without any hospital bills. Step 3, let go of the battles, guys. So picture this. A soldier is gearing up for a war. Weapons are polished, mind is sharp, chest is out. But when he, even a she it could be, but yeah, when he or she reaches the battlefield, he or she sees only half the enemies because the rest half don't even exist. It was all mental, that was in your mind. We spend so much of time fighting battles that aren't ours, obsessing over someone's opinions, regretting decisions from a decade ago. Seriously, worrying about global events that we can't control, unless, of course, you're Thanos. So when you journal, you start to separate the changeable from the unchangeable. For example, you write in your diary, my manager hates me. I know a lot of you are smiling. You analyze and you're saying, wait, he's just under pressure. He treats everyone like that. And suddenly, you're not crying in the washroom anymore. You're working on real issues. Step 4, take small actions. Okay, let's say you have journaled, which is brilliant. You decluttered your mind completely and your brain feels really relaxed and empowered. You feel really nice. But now, you're stuck. You are like a guy at the train station where you've got all your bags packed, your ticket is in hand, you're fully prepared, but you don't get onto the train. Which means that's what happens when you journal but don't act. So getting onto the train is an action, guys. You've got to take an action, and action is progress. So for example, you journal, I'm stuck in a job I hate. So now what? Write the CV, apply to 3 roles, take 1 course, tell 1 friend, 1 step, 1 small step at a time. Because changes come from momentum, and momentum comes from small steps. Small steps come from actions on your plans. You see the pattern here? So the 4th step and the final step is to write your thoughts down and then take small actions every single day on whatever you can change to improve your life slowly and steadily. So let me summarize this. Say, let's wrap this up like a bullet journal entry. The 4-step life-saving journal method. Okay? First, dump the thoughts, clear the mental garbage. 2, detect the patterns. Most problems have the same root. 3, drop fake battles. Focus on only what you can change. 4th, do the damn thing, man. Take some actions. Take tiny actions every single day. That's going to help you progress. So, that's it. No fancy apps. No 2,000 rupee planners. Just pen, paper, and you. Now, I've been journaling for about 3 years or more, I guess. I just don't do it perfectly all the time, but I have never walked away from writing in my journal every single day. Some days I write 2 lines, some days I rant for 5 pages, which is okay. But every single time, I understand myself a little better. So, if you're feeling stuck, stressed out, or lost, start with this. Just grab any notebook. Lock yourself in for about 10 minutes. Just write what's in your head. Start with, let's say, what's bothering me today. Yeah, write down the points. What am I afraid of? Jot down some bullets. And what do I need to let go? Put the plan. You will be really amazed at what shows up on the page. And for all those who are journaling or writing this in a notebook already, let me know in the comments what's working for you. If you're struggling to start, I can try and help. Drop your comments and your questions. So until next time, stop thinking, start writing, and then go change your life. So ladies and gentlemen and boys and girls, on that note, I am going to bring today's vlog to a close. Please do take good care of yourselves. And as I always say, if possible, someone else too. On that note, bye for now.